Hello! Here we are doing, on the wrong day, the live stream. Yes, it is time to do part 4 of the Stranger Things set. Metal die, and yeah, because I've been doing a guide to this, and we've been looking at it in brief on these little lives, and because tomorrow I'm interviewing another D&D YouTuber, Insight Check, again, which I've done before, I'm going to have to get this done, because I want to do them on separate occasions, so that's why it's a surprisey one tonight and not tomorrow as before. But yeah, this will contain spoilers as we look through what is in the 3rd level book of the box, and it'll go in the playlist for Stranger Things as ever. Let's turn the speed down a bit, like that. Make sure that's going alright, and then I switch screens. So, yeah, this is the final section. There's only 4 adventures in it, and this is the 4th book. The old art, and this is quite a nice way to end it, I think. And it was a bit of a left field choice, because you've got this Grey Hawkins map, and then in comes a trip away to the Nine Hells, which is like, oh, okay. So there, they are transported to the Hellfire Dome by somebody called Darju. And it's basically not like a wave attack, but round attack in an arena. The characters either complete all the challenges or die. Any survivors are inducted into the Hellfire Club. Alright. So yeah, we've got hell-themed monsters and tricksters. We have potions of healing, a spiked shield, and adamantine armour. Very good. This is the final trial. Who's worthy of joining Hellfire? This deadly gauntlet separates the wheat from the chaff, real heroes from would-be plunderers. Make sure everyone can make it to game night. If they skip this one, they're out. Lure them with the promise of epic adventures, priceless treasures, and certain death. Oh, and snacks, bring those too. So here we have raucous crowd, and yeah, I mean that sounds pretty exciting, but it's a bit strange that there's nobody. It's not taking place in the Grey Hawkins map, but okay, yeah, sure. So let's take a little sneaky peek. It's in the Nine Hells, yeah. From Hellfire Dome. Oh yeah, it's like lead to the map. It's an arena. So how do we start this little adventure? We'll get over this contract, I think. So this when or if the players do drop to 0 health in this dome, this character NPC, well, the scene freezes around you as Darju appears, unfurls a lengthy contract, and says, "I've got a good feeling about you. How would you like to keep going?" So this contract, a lovely handout, which is written. Does it? Yeah. It's not showing. On one side, it's all written in Infernal, so they get this gibberish contract. I've not actually read it, but basically means you can come back. The rendering of aid, immediate aid in the form of magical healing, a game of chance, roll some dice to increase the magnitude of the aid, soul forfeit. In the instance of 3 or more 6s being rolled, yeah, if you roll 3 6s, I think your soul's damned. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? And it's nice that you can take that handout and use it in your regular game after this, or instead of this. So when you drop to 0 health in the Hellfire Dome, including when you are first offered this contract, you roll a number of d6s, minimum of 3d6, and regain a number. So I think you can choose how many d6s you roll, but if you roll 6 or on 3 or more dice, your soul's been forfeit. You become the property of Darju the Banished on your death. As a magic action, Dad, you can void this contract, returning any forfeited souls to their previous owners. Destroying the contract or its arbiter doesn't void the agreement. They sign the contract, and then Dadu collects the contract and vanishes in a cloud of brimstone. And he reappears to offer anyone else who drops to 0. Beginning the adventure. So as I say, this is again another unrelated drop wherever you want on the sets map, because it really doesn't matter, but obviously the idea is that they're level 3. So it says they're sitting in a tavern, just simply that, unremarkable tavern somewhere, they're sat somewhere, and a fiend appears, red-skinned fiend with a boyish smile. Greetings, mortal adventurers, my name is Jarju, I hope I'm not interrupting your meal. I've come to invite you to compete in the Hellfire Games. I've been watching you for some time now. I think you're pretty good, you've got what it takes. So the Hellfire Games take place every 6 years, and it's a battle for prestige, treasure, and the induction into the exclusive Hellfire Club, the name of the box. Welcome to the Hellfire Club. It's invite only, and you must be an epic hero or high-ranking devil or figures of legend. So yeah, you sweet talk them into this means you're cool if you've even been invited. If they say yes, he says that's the spirit, claps his hands, and everyone's gone to the dome. Declining, oh, I thought you were made of stronger stuff, effectively. So yeah, I mean, I guess they're gonna go. It's Devil's Prize competition, treachery and power, so they created this Hellfire Dome. This is in Avernus, in a volcanic pit. So the blood war, the battle between demons and devils, which rages on in Avernus, and should never be won by either side. It has to be sort of equal all the time, and that's why the rulers of Hell always try and keep that balance so that it never actually finishes. It's a multi-story arena hewn from obsidian with a massive dome, and I believe they're hung from a cage, the players. Like a lot of films you've probably seen. Thousands of devils are watching. These onlookers sometimes cast coins into the pit so they can collect gold in between rounds. Here is the map. They appear, I believe, in H1. That would make sense. And then I think they teleport through each of these portals. And then the portals are also on the map. Now, free on D&D Beyond. I think free to everyone. Although I do have the master tier. Great maps in the maps part. So yeah, I was on that the other day, so I'll probably use that for my guide when I do it. Because I was really impressed how much you could zoom in, and some of the detail that I had missed on this smaller map. Okay, so as the smoke clears, you find yourself in a pit within a hellish arena. The temperature is oppressively hot. Probably should roll con save exhaustion rules. The air stinks of sulphur. Does that poison anyone? You know, can you be cruel like that? Thousands of devils lay down at you from seats above a twisted cage of infernal steel. Diabolical music fills the arena. You stand on a raised platform inscribed with a pentagram. Red flames burn in 5 braziers. Balls. Dadu flies over the pit. Welcome one and all to the Hellfire Dome. Prepare yourselves for a night of death, betrayal and vile spectacle. Hey! Cheer. I present to you our latest contenders. Group 527, because this is every 6 years. And basically, begin! 5 eyeless demons, which are Demobats. We looked at them, I think, the last game, or the one before. Can't remember. Yeah, bats with demigorgonish looking faces on. Tentacle attacks and can grapple you, which is why they can be a bit of an issue. When you're grappled, you're obviously easy to attack next time. Now, my players are level 8, and I'm going to be running for them next week to get them into the Hells. And I plan to travel through multiple hell regions. We have done Descent into Avernus, so I would have been ideally suited to run Avernus, but I've already done it, so I'm going to have to deeply research extra content. But you know, that's what being a DM is, isn't it? So you fight the Demobats, and then 5 blazing portals appear, but they of the player's map, they don't know which one's which. So you're meant to cover up the rest of the map locations. Dardew floats down and congratulates the characters on their first challenge. He informs them they only have 2 more, at least 2 more, and then they can proceed to the final test. Dardew doesn't reveal what's through any of the portals, so really, what does it matter? Pick a portal, go through. Interestingly, one of them, doesn't matter which, doesn't function until the characters have done challenges in 2 other areas. So realistically, what is the excitement of that? It won't work, otherwise it will, and then it doesn't matter, does it? So it's one-way door, and then each time a character kills a Demobat, the audience throws 50 gold into the arena. So you know, you probably have a player who's more likely to run for that coin. I know I have. Yeah, so middle portal, 5 Demobats, then they go to H2. Well, don't have to go to H2, but it's labelled to go to H2. Which is Fiend Feud. Dardew hovers impatiently over the room, which features 2 rusty raw iron podiums. This is quite interesting-ish. That resemble corroded coffins. We've got 5 masked cultists behind 1 podium. And this is Fiend Feud, like Family Feud. Contestants, take your places. This is effectively a D&D quiz, which, come on, that's cool, I think. It's a trivia game with 3 rounds and mostly arbitrary point system. Each round, Dardew asks a question. Ask the characters 1 question from the feud table, re-rolling duplicates. Okay, there's a list. These questions test player knowledge as much as character knowledge, so that's why it's fun. They can briefly deliberate before giving their response, and then it's a 1 point for the team if they get it. If they're wrong, the opposing team has a chance to steal the point. The cultists, we do just sort of say, the cultists know the answers to 1, 4 and 6 and get the others wrong. So there is a system that you just have to follow, it's quite easy. After 3 rounds of trivia, you can earn bonus points by killing members of the opposite team. It's roll initiative time. So it is still a fight, but has a little bit more interesting things. So, which Vile Lich is missing 1 eye and 1 hand? Pretty commonly known as Vecna. Depends on if you play as a kid, it's probably better. Adults just probably wing this easy. Which creatures love braids but loathe zombies? I'm not sure if I would have remembered Mind Flayers, but I don't know. It's hard when the answer's in front of you. Who rules over Barovia, Strahd? Which demon lord is the self-styled Prince of Demons? Maybe they'll forget, but Demigorgon is a Stranger Things themed answer. Which warrior severed the hand of a famous lich? Was Kaz. Again, if you played Eve of Ruin or something, but if you haven't, that sets you apart. Which archdevil rules over all the 9 hells? It says Asmodeus here, but in my world, one of our players, old players, no longer playing, but an old character who we no longer play actually rules over hell, so my answer could be different for that. Every time an answer is correctly answered, the audience throws 10 gold into the arena. Kill a cultist, the audience throws 25 gold. You get the idea. If the characters win the feud, it showers them with 150 gold. So it's the last adventure. You know, it's useless all this sort of money in the last bit if you're not going to play something afterwards. So Demon Incursion. This fetid chamber holds a bubbling well of brown sludge. In front of the well, a devil stands poised for a battle, glaive in hand. The devil sports a writhing beard of barbed snake-like appendages. It's a bearded devil. Fight well alongside me, maggots, or I'll stick you like the smelly flesh bags you are. Just then, the well burps up 6 squealing demons, each more hideous than the last. These are dretches. An unseen creature whispers in your ear, kill the demons, then kill the devil. Make it look like an accident and you'll be rewarded, you have my word. This is a trickster imp. Monster is invisible. Dretches, what are they up to nowadays? Stranger Things Dretch. Takes me a second to work out what they are. He's actually trying to describe here. Resistances, cold fire, lightning. Telepathy. Only works with creatures that understand abyssal. Well, that's a bit of a waste, isn't it? So rend, +3, 4 slashing. Does a con save because of its fetid cloud and you're poisoned. Yeah, sure. Bearded Devil. Is that more interesting? Looks it more interesting. Resistant to fire, poison, frightened, poisoned. Advantage on saves. Beard attack. +5 for 7 piercing and you're poisoned. +5 infernal glaive. 8 slashing. Con save. Oh, it's an infernal wound. Yeah. So you repeat your some damage every single round until you're like magically healed. Imp Trickster. Watches the battle unfold. The imp encourages characters to turn on the Bearded Devil. The Bearded Devil is an overbearing grunt who backs orders at the characters and scolds anyone who defies its commands. Whenever a character slays a demon, the Bearded Devil loudly takes credit for the kill. So try and work that in. He's a bit of an idiot. Different rewards for different outcomes. What you defeat. But yeah, we need to wipe them all out really. H4, Sanctuary of Yinogu. So we've got some null in here. 3 null. Spinning flails. 2 of the creatures cackle maliciously as the third, completely hairless, chants, Yinogu, deliver us from this wretched game so we can spill your blood. Still spill blood in your name. 3 null warriors. We've looked at nulls before. Pretty standard. Now these are the nulls that you supposedly fought in the Vanishing Gnome part 1 of this series of DM guides, or our first live on this series. So they're like, you again, heretics, how dare you come and interrupt our ritual for a second time, which is nice. Callback. Nulls fight to the death. Flail, 3d6 bludgeoning. A spinning flail is embedded. Okay, it's a floor thing. The flails, 3 heads crash to the ground. 3d6 bludgeoning prone. The flail doesn't harm the nulls. Oh, that's a bit cheating. Each time a character kills a null, the audience throws 100 gold. Or destroying the flail, it's 200 gold. I like it. Infernal Court H5. Small room. A judge with basically a Medusa wearing crimson robes presides over this court. Yeah, so this is Judge Judith Dubois. She has 2 hellhounds at her command, and you basically pull out things that the players have done, like murder. A character is charged with murder if they've ever killed a creature in combat. Of course they have. Have they ever set anything on fire, including torches? So yeah, you come up with some funny way, trespassing, thievery, murder, and you let them basically try and defend themselves in a court system that is completely rigged against them. And I think, effectively, everyone must die. They get sentenced to 1,000 years in prison. If the characters refuse, the hellhounds leap into battle. The judge defends itself, but otherwise abstains from combat. If the characters comply with sentencing and later return to this area, the courtroom is empty. Each time a character kills a hound, 200 gold. If the judge dies, 2,000 gold. Lovely. If the party is found innocent because of good rolls on persuasion checks, then they're found innocent and thrown 100 gold. So they can get out of it, which is nice. So H6 is an infernal prison. A devil covered in sharp barbs patrols this open-air cell block. The devil rattles its tail against the bars of the 6 cages, laughing cruelly at the prisoners. A key hangs around the devil's neck. It's Chaos with a K, the bringer of pain, a barbed devil. When they enter, the devil grunts, points them to a biggest cage, attacking anyone who refuses to enter. He enjoys catching prisoners and breaking their spirits and bodies. He doesn't confiscate inmates' equipment, weirdly. Pretends not to notice if they try to free themselves or one another. He doesn't even pursue runaways. So, yes, if they do get locked up in the prison, actually it doesn't matter so much. He wears the key to 6 cages, or you can pick the lock. Alternatively, goad Chaos into, let me out. We have, in cage 1, a bench. We have a Demigorgon spawn, captured on the battlefield of Avernus. An empty one, a cultist, imp trickster, playing a harmonica, and the other one is empty. So some prisoners. 2,000 gold if you kill the bearded devil. If a character, yeah. So Demigorgon spawn, 150 gold. Some prisoners. Then the last area is the Demo Dragon. Darju has tilted the odds in the character's favour. When they enter this area, each character gains the benefit of finishing a short rest, ensuring that it's a pretty good fight. So keep the Demo Dragon on its toes. Which, to me, I would actually, if they're smashing hell out of the Demo Dragon and you think, oh, this is a bit of an anticlimax, just pretend to take damage off, that's what I would do. I then go into, come on, we need this to be memorable. And if memorable does mean they slay it really easy, fine, but we want some emotional investment if we can force it. That's my view. Doing them a favour. They'll probably win eventually, just, pad it out. If that means environmental slowing them down because there's a lava stream, there's bridges, so you've got elevation, you've got, places where they shouldn't stand. Just think about that. We should probably look straight at the stats since it's being fought right now. So AC 16, it's huge. Huge. There's a big flat pawn, what's massive to go on the map. I don't know what 12/12s are, but plus another 24, that would be my full health. And then wing it if you have to. Can't be charmed, it's got blind sight. Baleful presence. Sources of light flicker as they have done previously in these books. It regains health as much as you see fit, but suggests 10 health. Makes 2 bite attacks, plus 7, 11 teeth damage, and 1d8 acid. And it's got an acid breath. So it's got 2 heads. So I guess 1 bites and 1 acids, and then I suppose you can swap that round without needing to re-roll, which another little technical cheat. We've got adamantine armour as the prize in its hoard, spiked shield and potion thing. So you don't get those till the end. I actually thought that like between areas we might get a chance to. They did get a short rest, but yeah, I just don't know. That's really hard to gauge. But you can have someone throw a health potion in from the crowd instead of some money, couldn't you? You can give them a minute's worth of getting ready for the next round, as yeah, you just could. I think there's a lot of ways to play this, and as I say, I'm going to be running this next Saturday for my level 8 players. So I'm really going to. I don't want to be running more monsters. I just want to give them a lot more health, I think. Which means that I don't want to be doing all the same attacks, bitey, 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 bite. I've got to be inventive. I'll use the same damage from the bite, but I will call it something else. Its tail goes really sharp, or stiff and stabs you, then it kicks you, then it bites you, you know, all doing bite damage, just reflavouring it so it seems like more interesting. So the Hellfire games conclude, I suppose, if and when the characters vanquish the Demo Dragon. With an earth-shaking crash, the Demo Dragon collapses dead before you. The crowd goes wild. Whoa, what a show! Friends and fiends, please join me in welcoming our latest Hellfire champions. Adventurers, now would be a great time to take a bow. You've earned it. So, a heroic end to a unlinked set of adventures. They now can say we're part of the Hellfire Club. We're in Avernus. How do we get home? Who cares? If they accept his invitation to join the Hellfire Club, they receive a pendant with a red devil's face, flanked by a flaming sword and a flail. They're inducted to the Hall of Fame. Their names are recorded forever. Yeah, like I said, this just gets my guys into hell pretty well. When they're ready to leave, they're magically returned. So, you know, that's it really. They can just be leaving. Ultimately, it's a lovely map. It's a nice big map on the physical table. It's just a matter of me going to have to like lay some paper over each area as I run this map. And I guess I'm looking for environmental things. You know, what are the red things in the floor? That looks like a flail. We've got the prison cells. But, you know, you can put whatever you need to in, but just some litter from past adventurers fighting and dying. Bones, obviously, but maybe bones can be fashioned into harmful spikes. And, that's about it. So, I guess I will put any extra content in the actual video I make. But yeah, I think it's a good adventure, and I do like it more than the Heroes of the Borderlands, which I think you could run these together. I just went out and bought both. And like I say, it's just a matter of whether they go straight back, or you could do this with other realms. There's plenty of other places that some entity can come and pull them to. Like the Feywild, run wild beyond the Witchlight, you know, things like that. Well, since that's about it. Unless anyone's got any questions, I think we're just about done for this short stream. Tomorrow I will be talking to Insight Check, and then I'm also talking to Mystic Arts soon, which I'm very excited about. And so I'll see you in the next stream, and thanks for watching.